Okay, we're shooting bare bones, and it's raining outside. That's my 40 camera collection, minus about 10 that are messing up all my desk or my 2 camera bags. Anyway, it's been a pretty good day. I had a few incidents at work with trespassers again today, running in front of trains. I will go through on this computer the ones that I watched Surefire pictures today walking through Chinatown and, using his little vlog camera. And I'll put that up and down the bottom. I'll actually show you some of the marketplaces, Surefire. And there's a new vlogger I found in Australia today called Alice in Wonder. Now, she's trying to become a videographer, and she's vlogging about it. She's only got a tiny channel, so if we can all support Alice, that'd be nice. She's quite young. She's about the same age as my daughter, I think. Julian, I was watching his one on the train. Talk about being 52 years old. I finally learned how to use an earpod. I've had one for about 3 years, but I actually learned today how to turn it on. I'm not a huge fan of earpods, but when you're sitting on a train travelling home, you might as well keep a bit of privacy for people. Brendan Drury, I am halfway through his YouTube studio build. There's a few videos to watch there tonight. This is the other one. This one's for Chris Meets Chris, and anybody else who's on this channel of mine or in this community that is in Canada or has any help for this Canadian. His camcorder got stolen out of his RV. He's I ain't too sure what he is, but he's on a tour. And whatever his tour is, they broke into his RV. And he's only got 39 views. He's only just started this channel, and he's only just started vlogging. So this is another new one to get into your community, Lewis. Okay, he's up your part of the universe. Sprinting with scissors. I think you're my brother from a different mother. But, that's another Aussie saying. The point is, you're not brand oil. That's fine. There's Pentax, Canon, Nikon, Sony, Chaozu, which is around here somewhere. I lost it because it's only that small. Fuji. Can't forget the Fuji. Who else is up there? Minolta. Miramar. Lumix, Panasonic, and Olympus. And so many more. Every time I see a $100 camera, I buy it. I was buying a lens a month, and then I ran out of focal ranges to buying lenses. Now I've gone back to buying cameras, and because I now started buying Nikons, or Nikons if you're in the North American area, I need more lenses again. And then it said I watched a video by somebody I don't know, which must have just autoplayed. There's a Sony user there too that I watched today. I put this other one on down the bottom too. It's by Jono and Jason. Let's give you a heads up on Jono and Jason. I only found them today as well. I'm trying to learn videography, okay? So I've got the lighting all wrong in here, and this is just completely bare bones ad hoc, and I was being a sauerkraut. I wasn't going outside. Jono and Jason used to be lawyers, or one of them used to be a lawyer. They quit being lawyers on 6 figures, as they say, to come around to teaching people in Sydney, Australia, how to be better videographers. Hey, we all would love to quit our day jobs and take up our hobbies, so I watched The Biggest Mistakes Beginner Videographers Make. That was the first video I watched on. That's how I found Alice, because he tortures Alice in that video. And then I found Alice's channel through that. I knew most of what he'd said in it because I did a workshop with a filmmaker in Werribee, near where I live. Yeah, March or April. I think it was April. And that's where I got the concept. I need a camera here. Why is there no camera when I need a camera? Oh, we'll use a Pentax. So, when you're shooting your photos, you should never shoot your photo that way. You should shoot your photo that way, okay? Might not make much sense to you, but it creates layering and 3D effects in your photography. it's a hard habit to get into, because for 30 years I shot it this way kind of thing, and now the last 3 months I've been shooting it that way. According to, I don't know which one of these two is talking, Jason or John, I think it's John. According to Jono, when you're shooting your videos, so if we're shooting this video of me, I would be, I don't know, I can't do it like this with this camera, DJI Pocket 2 there. I would have the video camera over here shooting across my face rather than at my face. Does that make sense? Don't know if that'll work. I'm at a loss on how to make this DJI. I suppose the DJI would have to sit over here somewhere and I'd have to talk. And that goes against what I've been taught. I've been taught you're supposed to talk to the audience. You know, I'm talking to you down there, in there somewhere, right? And now I understand with photography, shooting across, you get layers. And he's saying with videography, I think though when he was showing it on the videography, he was shooting across circus clowns. So he wasn't trying to get their eye contact, he was trying to get, anyway. I'll put the video down the bottom. If you've got any tips on places I can watch. There was another one I found, but I can't see it on here. I'm going to put it in the bottom as for Chris Meets Chris, because I watched it, but I must have watched it on Jack's Adventures, not on this YouTube, on my other YouTube. And it was about skateboarding and the history of Australian skateboarding. So, and the skateboarding revival sort of thing. And I thought Chris might. As soon as I saw it, I thought, you know, a guy's vlogging about skateboarding in Australia. That there is a few skateboarders in this community, at least two. Now, not really got much else to put onto you from what I've watched over there. Just, I'm working on getting this channel dedicated to mental health. So this has taken me 7 minutes to get through that to this. Most of you would have tuned off by now. And I got thinking today that I've been way too focused on suicides, because suicides is what really hits me hard. You know, I thought I killed somebody today at work. It's that kind of thing, you know. I was driving and something hit the front of my train. You know, there's two types of people when they jump in front of a train. The first one stands so far in front of you, they want you to see them so that you don't stop. Do you know what I mean? So they feel like they made the effort, but the driver stopped. Then there's the other type that do everything in their power to hide, and at the last second, they go into the front of your train. I hit something pretty hard today, and I had to pull the train up and check to see that it wasn't somebody underneath it. It was, and I don't know what it hit. It could have been an animal, could have been anything. But it hit the emergency brake under the train, so it actually threw the train into emergency brake. So it hit us pretty hard, whatever we hit. And we checked the line and there was nothing there. But my first instinct was, I've gone over somebody. It's a side effect of my job. Anyway, I got thinking after that, even though suicide really is what harms it on me, mental health is also about a lot of other things. Stress is probably the biggest one that starts all the problems. And, you know, with stress, there's things like loneliness, isolation, which leads into loneliness, being a flaneur, which I'm still got to make that video, but we're in a society now where you isolate yourself from everybody. The only people you'll communicate with are, you know, in here. They're online. And I don't know how long this is going to go for, by the way, because we didn't charge it up. But so I'm going to do a bit more reading on more to do with mental health than just suicide, so that this channel doesn't turn into the place you go to find out that someone's going to die. And I'm getting the red flashing we're about to go flat icon over there, so I'm going to have to call this quits. My little brain cell's working now, and I'm thinking about some ideas. Stay safe, people. Enjoy the view of my cameras. You won't see them for too much of them. Stay safe. Have fun. Chat to people. Chat to me. Let me know any mental health ideas that you want me to go and dig through the files of work and try and figure out about. And I'll chat to you tomorrow.